during the making of the album Screen Violence, Martin had like a bunch of old Blood Noise pedals in his rack, and yeah, that was in his synth rig and his guitar rig. So the pedals, we kept coming back to them over and over. But other than the sound of the pedal switch, we absolutely love, and became really instrumental to making the record. We're just really big fans of the artwork as well. I mean, what is a pedal if it doesn't look fucking cool, right?
The reason why I wanted to make a pedal like this was I found that I was using 4 or 5 pedals to try and achieve this particular sound. This sound that became like the crucial backbone of the album, so to speak. And when we started talking about making this pedal, the early conversations were, yeah, we want to get as much of that as we can, that it doesn't just feel like too basic or whatever, and try and achieve that sound inside one box. I can get this sound, and it's better than he says 5 fucking different chorus delay, distortion, reverb, all these things that I was using. I can get that inside one box now, which is genuinely game-changing, in my opinion.
It was in July of 2020 when someone from CHVRCHES reached out and kind of posed the question if we would be interested in collaborating. We kind of set off on this journey of figuring out how to communicate about what we were going to make while not being in person, and got to talk with the band, got to get to know them better and hear some of the sounds that they wanted to bring to the table in a very specific device.
Yeah, one of the kind of cornerstones of the CHVRCHES sound, I guess, is a kind of modulated delay or reverb, because it always brought us back to the sound of like VHS video cassettes that had been played far too many times or copied like 3 or 4 generations. So it was that sort of wobbly, wonky, stretched video cassette sound. And we've always tried to sort of recreate that in hardware using, choruses and distortion and stuff like that. But yeah, like things like the Culture Vulture by Thermionic Culture, and Roland effects like the CE1 and the Dimension. But that's a sound that we've always been chasing. So that was always going to be the sound if we eventually got to collaborate with a pedal manufacturer.
So in the first meeting we had, Martin and Ian kind of described an overall vision for the pedal that was based on the album name, Screen Violence, with the idea that screen could be some sort of like modulating reverb, delay, some sort of spacious effect, all controlled by one knob, and then violence similarly would be a one knob thing. That would be a distortion of some kind. And it felt like the challenge on screen was going to be finding a way to create a lot of different types of sounds using only one knob. On the drive home, I just put on Love Is Dead, which was their most recent album at the time, and kind of just drifted away and had this very sudden brainstorm of, what if the screen knob could sort of take something that's modulating all the time, but then affect the delay time of a bunch of different delay stages, and maybe the sort of a diffusion, sort of a smearing type thing within those stages. I think the first algorithm I actually wrote super quickly after that didn't really sound like what screen sounds like now, but it was amazing how there was this kind of quick guiding idea based around the limitation they had set forth of let's try to do it with one knob. That was a unifying thing of let's do a really simple control set for a really varied set of sounds.
Artist endorsed or collaborated pedals can be an interesting, or products even can be an interesting thing. And we hadn't really explored that as a company, hadn't done anything with directly capturing sounds of a specific band or artist. And so we were pretty excited to try and create something with churches that made sounds they were interested in, had used in recording, had used on the stage, and also liked.
I love a pedal, you just turn it on, turn it up, and it sounds cool. It doesn't lay everything out right in front of you. There's like a weird magic to it. I'm not explaining it very well, but I don't know exactly what's happening when I've got that knob at like the 2 o'clock position. But I know that I really have responded to the sound of it, and I know that the sound of it at like, maximum is wildly different and really interesting and exciting, but I don't know exactly what's going on, and I don't need to. The fact that we were keeping it to very A and B screen violence, 1, 2, choose your order, mess with the tone, mess with the mix, let's fucking go, was wildly exciting to me. He who has been stuck in the weeds of 5 pedals for one sound. Well, no, it's the unpredictability that I love. I think that's it. I love something that makes a sound that I've never heard before, or it sounds so broken. And maybe I've just got a fundamental disrespect for authority, and like my college lecturers, I still hear them in my ear saying, rules about harmony and rules about how you record stuff that I broke every single day.
I just love what it does, especially in the sort of lower time settings on the screen side, where you get that really nice kind of sort of wide stereo effect. The kind of really intense short delay thing. That's been blowing me away on drums, kick drums and stuff like that. It just blows open the stereo field. So that's something that I've been really excited about digging more into. But yeah, it's definitely something I can see using live as well as in the studio. Yeah, I think we're going to be very close.
So we had, sent them prototypes and had a bit of back and forth and really locked in what we wanted the sounds to be and the control set, and felt like the design of the pedal was essentially done. And then the actual album, Screen Violence, came out, and I was able to listen to it for the first time. It was amazing to hear so many of the textures they had described and given reference points to, but that I had never actually heard, and to realize how similar some of those were to what we had captured in Screen Violence, the pedal. It really kind of closed the loop on the thing they were working on, led them to want us to make a device inspired by some of those sounds. And then when that thing finally came out, I could see how you could use the pedal to create some of those textures.
So 2 years in the making, we finally have Screen Violence done, ready. We're building them. We're releasing it, and it's exciting because it's a new type of device for us, applying things to the device that we haven't used in any of our pedals previously. So like stereo output and how modulated effects play within a stereo range. It's new territory for us. It's cool that we got to do that with churches.